Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Coders Arcade. In this tutorial, this will be the second part of the video Locators in Selenium. Okay, so in the first part, we have seen, let me go back to the BPT. In the first part, we have completed 6 locators in Selenium, right? If you haven't watched that video, I will give the link in the description and also in the I button. You can go and have a look at that and then you can come back and follow this video. Okay. So this will be the second part. As you can see here, we have already covered ID, name, class name, link text, partial link text, and tag name. Okay. Let me just make it full screen. Okay. As I said, we have already covered 6 locators: ID, name, class name, link text, partial link text, and tag name. This video will be solely dedicated to CSS selectors. Okay, so I will tell you the important things about CSS selectors. Why do we use CSS selectors? Why it is very important while identifying any web element in Selenium. Okay. So before starting this video, I would like to request all of you to please like and share our videos with your friends and family. And at the same time, if you really like our videos, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications regarding our latest updates. Thank you. So let's get started. As I said, today's video will be on CSS selectors, which is a type of locator in Selenium. Okay. So what do you mean by CSS selectors? We should know about that concept. Okay. Why do you require CSS selectors in Selenium? Okay. So let us go and dig deep into this concept. So CSS selectors are actually one of the locating strategies of identifying web elements in Selenium. Okay. So the thing is that CSS selectors are used by the developer while developing that particular DOM or the document object model of the web pages. Okay. So when the CSS selectors are used by the front-end developers, why not we use the same thing in Selenium? That's why CSS selectors were actually introduced into Selenium, okay? Because they help us to identify any web element very easily. It might look a little bit intimidating and catchy, but still, when you actually learn about CSS selectors and how to implement them, it becomes very easy to automate your test cases, okay? So as I say, you can see here locating an element using CSS selector may seem a little difficult, but when you actually learn it, it is one of the most efficient strategies to locate dynamic elements that don't have consistent HTML attributes. That means, let me give you a simple example. Like locating any element on the web page can be very challenging, especially in the current scenarios because every other web page is dynamically programmed and it creates the web elements on a need basis dynamically. Okay, so that makes finding the elements very tricky. Hence, we cannot directly use locators like ID, name, link, partial link, etc. It is very difficult to do with those other locators that you see here. Okay, therefore, in that case, CSS selectors come to our rescue. They help us to dynamically identify those web elements and makes the life of automation testers very easy. Okay. Now let me go to the next slide, and these are the varieties of CSS selectors in Selenium. You can see here CSS universal selector, CSS element selector, CSS ID selector, CSS class selector, and the last one is CSS attribute selector. Okay, so there are certain patterns of writing them. I will show you at least two of them so that you can learn them, and I need you guys to practice the others by yourselves because it is not possible to show you all of them here in this tutorial. So what I will do, I will show you at least two of them by using the class and also by using the ID. Okay, so as I said earlier, now I guess you guys know the importance of using CSS selectors, right? Because as I said, in today's world, all the web pages are dynamically developed. So it becomes very difficult to use the other locators, which are ID, class name, link text, partial link text, etc. Therefore, these CSS selectors that I'm talking about right now will help us to uniquely identify any web element on the web page, and also at the same time it makes the life of our automation engineer very simple and easy. The task that we have to do, we can focus on that task easily, and we can leave the rest of the work on the CSS selectors to identify the web elements, and also to automate the test cases with 100% accuracy, and it will make our automation test suits less error prone. Okay, as you can see here, so suppose if we have IDs, for IDs we use the hashtag in case of creating the CSS selector. As you can see here, this is an example. Suppose the ID is logout, so hashtag logout will be the CSS selector. If it is for classes, we use dot, the dot symbol, and suppose the class name is btn underscore red. In that case, we'll use a dot in front of it. So for class name, it is dot. For ID, it is hashtag. You have to remember that, okay? And for any other attributes of that particular web element, we can use the attribute inside square brackets. You can see here, okay? Square brackets and attr for attributes, okay? These are three. We can also do that by many other types. I will be showing you by using the ID and also by using the class name, okay? So let me just stop the full screen presentation, okay? Now let's go back to our project and let us try to automate any web page using the CSS selectors. Okay. So as I said, inside this package, this is our earlier project that we have made. Here we had all the programs, right? Let me close all of them and let us do it using CSS selectors now. Okay. So inside this locators in Selenium, I will right click and create a new Java class, say CSS selector for class. Okay, and press enter. So here, let me go back to any one of the earlier programs, and from here, let me copy out some stuff because I'm not going to do that again. So what I do, as we already know that we have to write this. So I need one more bracket here. Fine. So let us try to automate the google.com website. Okay. So driver.get, let me pass the URL here, https colon double forward slash www.google.com. Okay, and after that I will show you how we can use the CSS selector for class. Okay, first let me run this program. Okay, it has started Google, and after that I want to click on this Gmail link, okay, by using the CSS selector for class. Let me show you. I have already done that before, that's why I know that. For you it might be new. So right click and inspect. We already know this, right? So just make it come down, and again I have to use the selector. So let me zoom it a little bit. Yes, I can use the selector and then go to Gmail, and you can see here it has a class name called gb underscore j, okay, as we have seen earlier. So let me copy this. As I said, for class name we use dot as the CSS selector, okay. So I copied this. Let me go back to my program and let me just say driver dot find element by dot CSS selector, and let me just paste our class name here. And if you see, let me zoom it for you. I am just using a dot before the class name, okay. So let me also make a comment here so that you can remember that. For class name we use dot for the CSS selector, okay. And as we know, this is a link, we have to click on that link. So I will just press click, or I will use the click method of the WebDriver. Okay. So we can do one more thing. We can put a sleep or wait. We know that we can use the thread class and use the sleep command. Let us wait for 2 seconds. And now let me run this and let me see whether we are able to automate the Gmail link by using CSS selector. And let me repeat again. This is the class name and we have used one dot before the class name. So for class name, we use dot for the CSS selector. Okay, let me run this. It's opened Google, and if you see here, yeah, it has clicked on Gmail and it is going to a different web page. Okay, so we have successfully done it. Okay, now I will show you how we can use the CSS selectors for ID. Okay, for that we have to go to a different URL. Before that, let me close this and let me minimize this console or terminal. And here, always remember whenever we are opening any browser, we have to close that. Okay, so driver dot quit. We should use that. Okay, let me close this program and close the ID one. Okay, and now let me create one more class. Say CSS selector for ID. Okay, and press enter. Fine. This time let me write it down for you guys. So static web driver. Okay. Now I need the main method, and here first thing first we need to tell Selenium about our location of the browser driver. So system.set property, it takes two arguments. So WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver, because we are automating Chrome, and here we will write the location. So as we already know, the Chrome driver is located in the drivers folder in my project. So dot slash drivers slash Chrome driver dot exe. Okay, you should give the correct name. The syntax is absolutely necessary here. And now let me instantiate my driver to Chrome driver. Okay, because we are automating Chrome. If you guys don't know this, I suggest you go to the previous videos of this playlist. I will give the link in the description. You can go and view those and understand why we are doing all this. Then you can come back and follow this video again. Okay, so now let me maximize the browser window. Manage dot window dot maximize, and now we have to go to a different URL. So get, or you can use navigate.to. I will say http colon double forward slash www dot sourcedemo.com. Let me open this URL, then only I will show you what I am going to do here. Okay, so as I said, this will be CSS selector for ID. So let me right click and run this. First let us open the URL. Okay, you can see it has opened sourcedemo.com. This is one of the most lightweight websites that I like to automate. I hope you have also seen this. If you have not seen this before, I will show you what I'm going to do here. So you can see in this homepage of sourcedemo.com, this is actually a website called Swag Labs. It is used by automation engineers for automating their tasks and practicing automation. Okay, this is a very lightweight website and you can use it for practicing automation. Now, I have a username text field and a password text field, and I have the login button. Okay, so the data is given here. You can see this is standard user is the accepted username, and the password is given secret underscore source. Okay, if you can see here. Now let me inspect this username field and show you something here. If I just show you properly, let me use the selector and go to username, and you can see there is a ID called user hyphen name. You can see here, right? I will use this ID to create the CSS selector. Similarly, we will do it for the password and for the login button. Okay, so let me minimize this for the time being, and Let us try to write something like this. So driver dot find element by dot CSS selector, and this is the ID. Sorry, it is user. If you see here, it is user hyphen name. So let me copy this again. Actually, that was the earlier copied thing from Google. So let me paste it here. So as you can see, this is the ID. So as I said, for ID, we have to use hashtag. So let me use hashtag before the ID. Let me give a comment also here. So for ID, we use hashtag for the CSS selector. Okay. So since this is a username field, we have to send some keys, right? So dot send keys here. Let me go back here so that I can show you here. This is the username which is accepted. Okay, so let me minimize this and paste it here. Okay, let me minimize this project window. Okay, now driver dot find element by dot css selector. I will do it for the other one as well. Okay, so let me go back here and let us try to inspect the password field, and you can see the ID is password here. Okay, so let me copy this, minimize this, and write password here. So I have pasted it here, and as usual for ID we have to use the hashtag. So I am trying to automate this entire page so that I can log into the website. Okay, so dot send keys. Here they have mentioned the password in the web page. Okay, so it is secret underscore source. I'm copying this and going back here, and let me paste it here. Okay, so again driver dot find element, because I have to automate the login button by dot css selector. Okay, let's go back here and try to inspect the login button. Okay, so you can see there is a ID called login hyphen button. Let me copy this and go back here and paste this here, and I will say hashtag before the ID. So as I said, we are automating for ID, right? So for the CSS selector for IDs, we use the hashtag, as I have given a comment here. You should remember that. So here this time we are trying to click on some button, right? So it should be click method. Okay, fine. But if I do this, it will be very fast. So what we can do is we can simply use some sleep. So thread dot sleep. I can give a sleep of 2 seconds, and let me give a throws declaration. Okay, so I can copy the same thing and put it after sending the username, and also after sending the password, and finally it will click on the login button. Okay, so let's try to automate this now. Right click, I'm running this. Yeah, it's opening Swag Labs. You can see it is going to standard user, it is giving the password, and then it is clicking on the login button. So it is successful, guys. So you saw that, right? So if you want, I can slow it down a little bit more. So let it be 3 seconds. So it will be 3000 milliseconds, because the sleep method takes data in milliseconds. So 3000 milliseconds equal to 3 seconds. Now let me run this, and this time let me also quit the browser. Okay, so let me use this sleep. After going into the login page or the home page, I want to wait for 3 seconds, and then I want to quit the browser. Okay, fine. So this is it. This is the entire code. Let me run this. Yes, it's giving the password here. You can see the username, the password, and then it is clicking on the login button, and then it will wait for 3 seconds, and then it will close the browser. So that's it guys, it's working fine. So this is about how you can use the CSS selectors, right? I've shown you both the two ways, how you can use it for ID and how you can use it for class name. Okay, there are many others. I suggest you guys practice at home and try to use the other CSS selectors also, because it is not possible to show all of that in this video. Okay, so this is it for this part of the video guys. I will see you in the next one. I hope you have liked this video. If you really like this video, please like and share it with your friends and family. And also if you have any doubts, you can post your doubts in the comment section. I will happily clarify all your doubts. And last but not the least, if you are really liking the content in this channel, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications regarding our latest updates. Thanks a lot guys. I'm signing off for now. See you in the next video. Till then, take care.